G'day everyone, excuse me, Brian from Prime Cuts Lawn Care here. It's, I think it's Monday the 19th of August, about 9 to 9:30 in the morning. Just waiting for things to dry out a little bit before I head on out. Did my first couple of mows yesterday, which was Sunday, for the 24-25 season, so things are happening. We had a bit of a mild spell about 2 weeks ago, and that just cranked things up. We've had pretty much rain for the last week, so I really had to sneak out yesterday and get two of my commercial properties done and tidied up. That's very important, obviously, for the look of those commercial properties. So today I've got about 4 properties that I want to do that we just need tidying up because of the mild conditions and the rain, and you just couldn't get onto those places when it was too wet. But the other thing I've got is I purchased a new piece of equipment, and I'll give you a shot of that in a minute. But just to give you an idea of where we're at, I think we're about a month early. So I'll just quickly turn the camera around and you'll see that there's a few flowers starting to, well, they're out. So you'll all know that. That's the crepe myrtle that I cut back, but as we can see, a few daffodils out. I'll just go down the driveway. You can see the tiny little flowers are out here. And then up the top here, more daffodils. Roses still obviously got a way to go, but they are budding. And then I've got to remember what this is. I think it's a crabapple. It's either a crabapple or one of the hawthorns, like across the road that I've done before. So there's a lot of catching up to do, everyone. And I'm just getting ready to head out today. So there's the trusty patrol. We can see the trailer and everything. And a couple of you might have some keen eyes, but I've got the 2 little bobcats there, ZT 6000. And what's this in front? I'll just move the chair and you'll be able to see it. So I acquired a Toro Turfmaster HDX 30-inch. So we'll just have a bit of a look at that. So just wanted to give you some perspective on that. The 30-inch versus the 19-inch on my little Honda Buffalo commercial. And then we'll just work around this way and you'll see how chunky it is as well. Roughly got the wheels in the same line. But it's a bit of a beast of a self-propelled mower. So before I give the cook's tour of the mower, I guess it's a bit, well, Brian, why did you buy it? What's my rationale for it? So as you all know, I've got the ZT 6000, which is a 52-inch. I've got the ZT 2000s, which are 42, and then I've got the Honda Buffalo HRU 196. That's it. That's the 19-inch. So I didn't have much in between. So the Toro Turfmaster HDX 30 gives me a good in-between type mower, which I do need for a good couple of yards. And So I've been thinking about it for a while, plus the self-propelled nature of it. You know, if I've got some of my smaller residential that say I do the 3 or 4 in the day, I'm a bit wrecked at the end of the day. So getting a self-propelled mower works well, I believe. So that's my rationale for it. I did a lot of research on, and I love my Hondas, I really do. But that self-propelled, I think, was 21 inch. But I just wanted that bit bigger, to get things done quicker and chunkier. You know, and it's chunkier. You know, it's very, very robust. But as I said, I love my Honda mowers. So it took a lot of thinking and the decision to go with the Toro Turf Master. I did look at Massports as well. They were 21 inch and they have a Honda mower. I think the clincher, well, when I say the clincher, my Bobcats have got Kawasaki motors and they've been really good. As you know, I do look after them. I religiously change the oil every 50 hours with a filter. As I've said before, oil's cheap, so I just do it. But this has, and it's here beside me, this has a Kawasaki FJ180V, which is 4.5 horsepower. And I like the Kawasaki motors. They go well. So let's just turn the camera around and we'll have a bit of a look-see. Oh, one other factor, I mean, I have seen things on Toros, you know, so I've been a bit cautious, you know, with it, but we will see how it goes. So we'll turn things around and have a look-see. I'm still learning too. So here we go, everyone. The sun's come out, which is nice, so that will help dry things out a little bit further. So just a quick walk around there. It's got the deck adjustment on both, I'll call it the left hand as you're walking here. So there's a lever here and that's pretty quick. I've got it set at 2.5 inches. And then this one this actually pulls up and you just adjust it. I've got it at 2.5 as well. Something a little bit different to other mowers is your throttle's down here. So you set it and that's your on and off. So when you get it right back, it's off. So a little bit different. Pull handle, fuel tank here, air filter, oil filter. I like the oil filter on a push mower as well. So I've just got to get a few of those sort of parts. See down here, hopefully, spark plug in here. Lot of covers. I've got to get in there and just have a look, see about, let's call it what is under there. Obviously there'll be belts and the like. Wheels are good and chunky, I like that, particularly on some of the blocks that I do. And then we've got an assortment of cables that are going up to that's the park brake. I think that's the engage blades, and that's the engage the drive. And that's the engage the drive. So we'll just go in from the back here. So yeah, so engage the drive. That's the brake. That's also part of the brake as well. Got a dipstick, which I like as well, so I can check that pretty much every day. Then on at the back, we can lift the back up. You can see there it's got a chock there for the recycling or mulching part of it. And then also here we've got the catcher. I'll put that on in a little bit, and then that piece in the catcher is if you wanted to put it on the side of the mower to have a side discharge, and that would replace this bit here, which allows for the mulching. This lifts up. I'll have to it's a bit hard to do one-handed, so but that spring lifts up, this pulls out, and then you put the other bit in. And one of the properties that I'm going to be doing later this week will certainly need the side discharge. So the other thing I was also a bit iffy about was possibly the deck, because it is a stamped deck. But when I looked at it, that's chunky, like that is chunky. So that certainly allayed my fears. So haven't used it yet, but will be at some stage this week. So I've got to get used to it with the blade engagement and all that sort of stuff. It won't take long, but it just takes a little bit of getting used to with the throttle down the bottom. And then excuse me, I'll just adjust that. As you could see with the blade engagement as well, I'll get it sorted. I guess one of the other reasons too that I wanted this was I've got one or two customers which don't have big enough gates for my 42, but they're a reasonable size yard that I've got to do, and particularly when it's really hot in summer and stuff, it's quite energy sapping. So instead of having to push, I can just walk behind it and guide it, which works. And as you know, I'm not getting any younger, so I think I said to one or two people before, I want the machines to do the work, not me. That you can do enough during the day, whippersnipping and things like that, walking. So I try and make sure that the machines can do as much work as possible. So also there was an opportunity to buy it. As I said, I'd been looking at the Mass Sports and the Hondas, and these let's call it retail for about 3,500 Australian dollars. You at certain places you could get them for about 32, 33, and you may not believe this, but this is actually a second-hand mower which has never been used by the person that I bought it off. So it's still a brand spanking new mower, but I bought it for just over 2,400. Excuse me, the camera seems to be dipping a bit, which I thought was a pretty reasonable deal. You know, if you use the retail price, it's at least $1,000 off that, and it all gets, I think the yeah, I just can't recall what the Honda, I think the Mass Sport might have been 1,800 to 2,000, and the Honda self-propelleds were roughly in the same range. So I thought pretty reasonable deal, and it's still a calculated risk, as we all take with our mowers and stuff, but it's a $2,400 risk. It's not a $20,000 risk. So hopefully it'll work all a-okay for the yards that I have to do. As you know, I try and look after my mowers as best as possible. I'll just be interested to see, because effectively you've got 3 cables on it, and the more cables, the more potential for issues. So we'll just see how that goes. But anyway, that's a new addition to the Prime Cuts lawn care stable. It's, I'm not going to say it's going to get busy really quickly now, but because of the backlog, I have to catch up and just put in a few days here and there to get on top of things before the spring flush really hits. And you can just see that it's ready to bust out, and the grass will grow super quickly when the ground temperature warms up, but also that in conjunction with the overnight temperatures as well. It was 6 or 7 degrees last night, as opposed to -5s, -6s 2 or 3 weeks ago. So things are starting to happen, and you saw that with the flowers blooming as well. So anyway, we'll get into another season, 24-25. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you to all my subscribers. I think I've got about 267, which is really great, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the comments. I love interacting with everybody. So anyway, I'll catch you soon.